Hi, my name is Mannat Kaur. I'm here with Scholastic Kids Press. Today we're at SpaceX. It's out of this world.
As a kid reporter, I get to investigate many subjects, like SpaceX, a company in California that designs, builds, and launches rockets and spacecraft. Rockets are massive, complex machines. They have been used for space exploration since the 1950s. They are the only vehicles powerful enough to escape Earth's gravitational pull. But so far, no one's built a rocket that can take humans to other planets. SpaceX is one company that is trying to change this. Its goal? To get humans to Mars and back. I got to visit the factory and talk to one of the engineers there that are making it happen.
Hi, I'm Gwen Shotwell. I'm President and Chief Operating Officer of SpaceX. So at SpaceX, we're building both rockets and spaceships. The rockets that we're flying right now are the Falcon 9 rocket and the Falcon Heavy rocket. And within a couple of years, we'll be flying the big Falcon rocket, BFR. We're also building spaceships. The Dragon spaceship we're flying right now to and from the International Space Station. And in just a few years, we'll be flying the big Falcon spaceship, which is part of the BFR rocket system. And BFR and the big Falcon spaceship will be the initial ships that take people to Mars.
To successfully launch a rocket, you need to accelerate fast enough to escape Earth's gravity. This is known as escape velocity. It is achieved by burning liquid rocket fuel and oxygen to create thrust, a force that pushes an object.
The thrust has to be heavier than the weight because you have to fight gravity. So a rocket whose thrust is less than its weight can't get off the pad.
The Falcon Heavy rocket is the biggest rocket currently flying. It weighs more than 3 million pounds and can lift more than 70 tons into orbit. Like other SpaceX rockets, one of Falcon Heavy's most important features is that it's reusable. This is critical for creating a rocket that can make a round trip to Mars.
So in order to get to Mars and back, you have to have these rockets and spaceships be reusable. Right now, outside of SpaceX, after the rocket is used, it gets thrown away. And so if you took people to Mars, that might be super great, but you couldn't bring them back. In order to have a round trip ticket, you got to make sure you can get there, reuse the system, and come back. When you bring the rocket back after the mission, you get to examine it and inspect it and see how it did. And if you have weak points in the vehicle or in the rocket, then you can redesign that particular part.
Another big feature on SpaceX's rockets is that they use a technique called propulsive landing. In this method, they use the engines to slow the rocket down before landing. The rocket ships have landing legs, which fold out and lock in place on a descent. These help rockets land precisely on the ground or on a drone ship in the Pacific Ocean.
So it has to land very precisely because the ship is actually not very big, not compared to the rocket.
But not all rocket launches go as planned. Sometimes they fail. Yet these experiences are the most helpful to engineers.
People learn far more from their failures than they do from successes. You tend to have a success, walk away, think about the next thing, and not think about all the things that could have gone wrong. When you have a failure, you know exactly what went wrong, and you go in and you fix that part of the system. Engineers are never satisfied. They always want to play with the design or tweak the design or test the design or reanalyze the design. STEM fields are changing the world. They have in the past and they will in the future. So be part of that.
Meeting a STEM superstar like Gwen Shotwell was something I'll never forget. Thanks for joining me on my tour of SpaceX. Maybe next time I'll see you on Mars.